Yo, what is up, guys? It's Ryan, and back with another episode of Ryan Reacts, where I react to literally anything you guys submit. Today, I'm going to be taking a look at Coliwood Studios. And though we've had a few interactions on Instagram, I have actually never met Colin or his dad. And honestly, I have not been able to check out one of their videos yet, so I'm actually kind of excited to dig into this. So without further ado, let's get started. First thing I noticed right off the bat is that he's got about 8 times as many subscribers as I do, so he must be doing something right. This is going to be a tough video for me to choose what videos I want to pick because there is a lot of stuff here. As you can see, it's a very well-rounded page. But one of the first ones that struck my eye was the Copperhead Strike Review Multi-Mac Launch, or Mac Multi-Launch, whatever, I can't read. Now, I have not been able to ride Copperhead Strike yet. That's the only coaster at Carowinds I don't have the credit for. However, I will showcase the review.
Hey guys, it's Colin for Coliwood Studios here, and today we are back with another video. Today we will be reviewing Carowinds' new for 2019 launch roller coaster Copperhead Strike. Before we begin, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate it, and it helps the YouTube algorithm share the video with more people. Now getting into the stats of Copperhead Strike, we have a height of 82 feet, a speed of 50 miles an hour, 5 inversions, 2 launches, and a track length of 3,255 feet. Now this might not seem like the greatest stats, other than the inversions.
Good job using your own original footage. I love that. You're not a sellout, you use your own footage. That's my favorite thing, a small channel, so good for you, Colin.
It's pretty small, and I will definitely admit that. However, the size helps it because it makes it much more intense. What I mean by that is the valleys in between the different hills are super tight, which allow for really strong positive G-forces.
So essentially like Maverick and Intamin Blitz coasters. Those are sometimes some of your best rides.
On top of that, the ride has some fantastic ejector airtime that is on par with some Rocky Mountain construction coasters, which is really, really insane for a mock multi-launch. Now, to get into the ride experience, you'll first start off with an extremely unique element, which is the JoJo roll. This element was first found on Hydra the Revenge at Dorney Park in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and has since been put on this ride as well, and it is a great way to start off a ride. Going straight into an inversion out of the station is truly surreal, and having lap bars...
I think it's pretty impressive that you can time your clips with what you're talking about from off-road footage. I have not quite mastered that yet, and that's something I wish I could.
Rather than over-the-shoulder restraints, really, really helps the hang time with this element. Then you'll roll into a barn where you'll sit and watch a pre-show unfold. Now, this is going to tie into the ride's theme, which is weird. It's kind of all over the place because you have Granny who's making jam with moonshine, and you have snakes in the barn or something. It's hard to explain, just to put it bluntly. But you'll hear a lot of
Cedar Fair's been doing a pretty good job of putting confusing themes in recently. I mean, I applaud them for putting theming in rides now, but can we get something that makes a little sense, please? Because Mystic Timbers didn't make a whole lot of sense either.
Yelling and banging, and then you launch. And this launch is not that good. But it's kind of expected considering this is a mock coaster, and mock coasters are not known for having very strong launches, and going into this ride, you should know that. Launches on this ride are not strong, but they're fun, which is what is most important in my
I think we'll watch this whole review since it's only less than 5 minutes.
opinion. You'll go straight into a vertical loop, which is actually very circular in shape, and that means that the element is extremely intense with high positive G-forces. Just be careful going through this element that your restraint doesn't come down and staple you, because that's definitely possible due to the very high positive G-forces. From there, you'll fly up into an ejector airtime hill, which gives some crazy airtime, like out of this world. From there, you'll go into a corkscrew, which is pretty nice, and you'll go through a couple little turns before heading into the second launch. So there's a hill right before the launch, which is pretty good with airtime, and then you fly into the second launch, which actually takes the shape of a hill. So it's like a mini airtime hill while you're launching, and it is really, really weird, but very fun. You don't get much airtime on that hill. It's very weak floater, but it's still very cool to see. From there, you'll pop up into a top hat element, which could also be considered...
Who can it be now? I'll be right back with the reaction here in a second.
Hey, what's the matter with you? I'm trying to film a reaction and you're out here barking at nobody. There's no one out there. What's the deal? Say hi to YouTube.
What is up, guys? Ryan here from the future. So occasionally my mic is having some weird double voice sound that you're about to hear. So don't be alarmed. I'm still trying to figure it out. Thankfully the mic works 90% of the time. Sorry about that, guys. I had to go see what my dog was up to, but it turned out to be nothing. So let's get back into this reaction.
Considered a cutback. The ride gives some fantastic hang time at this point, and it is really insane how slow the train goes and how it very rarely rolls back. From there, you'll drop down, go through a very high-speed, low turn, which gives some great positive G-forces, and fly through a second vertical loop, which doesn't have as much hang time as the first one, but it has much stronger positive G-forces, and this one is also circular. From there, you'll fly up into an almost Stengel dive kind of element, where you fly up and then you twist to the right, forming the shape of an airtime hill, but also going through a turn. This element gives some of the best airtime on the ride, as it flings you around like crazy. From there, you fly down and fly into a crazy rapid transition, very reminiscent of Maverick or Intimidator 305. What I mean by this is that you're going one way, which is right, and then the banking snaps left, giving some great lateral and airtime forces. Smile for the picture as you are heading into the final portion of the ride, which is a bunch of turns that take the shape of a helix. This part of the ride is kind of weak to me, as it doesn't feature very strong positive G-forces, but it's still pretty fun. Then, before you know it, the ride flies up into its final two airtime hills, which gives some fantastic ejector airtime, and then you hit the brakes. Copperhead Strike is an absolutely fantastic roller coaster, and it really does fit well at Carowinds. While the capacity is low and the trains are small, it really does fit in with the theme of Carowinds. This ride is a great fit for the park, and I highly recommend riding it whenever you go. This is actually my second favorite coaster at Carowinds, just behind Fury 325, and I would have to give it a 9.5 out of 10. The only thing that holds it back are some of the weaker portions of the ride, which are kind of dull and not that great, but they're not a big deal, as the rest of the ride completely makes up for it. So that's going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed...
Alright. Not bad. Not bad for a coaster review. Let's check something else out now. What's up, everyone? It's Ryan from the future again. I just wanted to say that it seems to stop there, and if it happens again, I'm sorry, but that's what it sounded like. It's not the end of the world, it's just kind of annoying. I will get to the bottom of it, I promise. Alright, so we're not going to watch the whole thing, but I did notice you started a podcast a few weeks ago, so let's watch a few minutes of that.
I'm your host, Colin from Coliwood Studios.
I'm your other host, Josh from Tri-State Coasters.
And you're watching the Launch Time Podcast.
A podcast all about roller coasters.
Today, we will be discussing the idea of Cedar Fair owning Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey.
That's right, this is our home park, and it is currently owned by Six Flags.
Didn't we settle that like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, maybe more? I don't remember. When that rumor went around that Cedar Fair was going to buy Six Flags or vice versa. I don't know.
A large amusement park chain. And while we do think Cedar Fair would be the most likely candidate for acquiring the park, we're going to highlight some of them.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm stupid. That was Six Flags wanting to buy Cedar Fair out. That's right. How did we go from that to Cedar Fair possibly buying Six Flags? Alright, now I'm curious. Let's listen.
Other amusement chains, and then say what we think they would do to improve the park from Six Flags ownership.
So first, let's take a look at SeaWorld. So Josh, what do you think about SeaWorld owning the park?
So, in case anyone doesn't know, SeaWorld owns 5 major parks, 2 Busch Gardens parks, and 3 parks called SeaWorld. Most of their parks are towards the southern part of the U.S., and Great Adventure is in New Jersey, in case anyone doesn't know, and that's in the northern part of the U.S., so I don't think SeaWorld is very comfortable with this market. While I don't think SeaWorld would be a likely contender, I do think that there would be potential in the park being called like Busch Gardens, because there are 2 Busch parks under the SeaWorld ownership, Busch Gardens Williamsburg and Busch Gardens Tampa, and these tend to feature a lot of land animals, and Great Adventure has a safari. So I do think this would be a good fit. SeaWorld just wouldn't be the right owner for this park. It's very coaster focused, and the atmosphere really isn't that nice. It would take so much improving to bring it up to the standards of a Busch Gardens park. So what do you think on that?
Yeah, I definitely agree with a lot of the points you touched on. Great Adventure really does not have the kind of appearance to be a Busch Gardens park. if you guys have been to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, or Tampa, you would know that they really do focus on plants and animals and just looking nice. They focus more on the appearance rather than the coasters, which I do sometimes value over coasters. I do still prefer Busch Gardens over Great Adventure personally.
I gotta keep an eye on the clock here because I don't want to get too caught up in the podcast and then not make too long of a video, you know what I'm saying? So,
But yeah, I definitely don't think SeaWorld would own Great Adventure.
Yeah. Now let's move on to...
Doesn't SeaWorld still have financial issues? Aren't they still in a little bit of debt they're trying to catch up? Especially now that they've put in like 3 coasters in the past 5 years at Busch Gardens Tampa. And then I think they've put in 2 coasters in the last 5 years at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, I'm pretty sure. So I think they're in the hole, but I could be wrong about that. Last I checked, they were in the hole. Someone let me know in the comments if you're aware.
Merlin. So what are your thoughts on Merlin? Tell us a little bit about what that is.
Well, Merlin, I don't know too much about Merlin, mainly because most of their parks are overseas in Europe. I know they do own Thorpe Park and Alton Towers, if I'm not mistaken. And those parks, they're very nice looking. At least Alton Towers is. I don't know about Thorpe Park. They're also very coaster focused. But at the same time, they still seem to have a very different atmosphere from a Six Flags park. And to convert Great Adventure to that kind of atmosphere would probably be pretty difficult. I'm not sure of any of their parks in the U.S., if they have any. Josh, do you have anything to say about that?
Merlin.
I think we're only going to feature 2 of his videos because this is going to take a little longer than I thought it would. They're not very skippable videos. Or, I should rephrase that. It's not that the other channels were skippable, it's more that they had content where I could just leave it and go. Here we can try and find a dead end in this conversation, possibly where I could say, alright, here's a good point to stop and you can check out the rest.
Merlin in the U.S. owns the Madame Tussauds wax museums. While those are not amusement parks, just wanted to... Many people have been to those, and those are a Merlin attraction. But Merlin does own the Legoland parks in the U.S., and they tend to own most of the European parks.
I'm learning with you guys.
Like you said, Colin, Merlin wouldn't be a good fit, kind of similar to SeaWorld, because they have to do so much theming to up the park to their standards, and they tend to install rides with a very high reliability. And the way Six Flags maintains all their rides and some of the manufacturers they've worked with are not very reliable. So I just don't think Merlin would be a good fit overall. And they haven't done too many major parks in the U.S. anyway. So this wouldn't be a good fit.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. The theming at Merlin parks definitely seems to be a lot higher than Six Flags parks. Yep. Same with Busch Gardens parks. And Six Flags really, as we all know, really just does not theme their rides that much, with the exception of Justice League.
Yeah.
They put advertisements on them. They sure don't have an issue doing that.
So now let's move on to the top contender.
Okay, that sounds like a dead end. So if you guys want to watch the rest of this podcast, as usual, link in the description. So let's check out one more video. I changed my mind. We'll check out one more video. Alright, so the last thing that strikes my eyes is that you've got 7 trivia videos. And if you've been doing 7 of them, that seems to be something you consistently upload, which means it's something I should logically feature. So I think we'll go with the newest one, since hopefully you've improved the most. Watch a couple minutes of that, and then I'll end the video there. And then you guys can go check out the rest of his content if you like to.
And we're live. Hello, everyone. Yep. Welcome to week 7 of Coliwood's Coaster Trivia. This week, co-hosted by Sammy from East Custom Coasters. Sammy, hello. Feel free to say hi. So, we're going to be beginning in about 5 minutes. Just want to give everyone a few minutes to hop in, because I know some people need a little bit of extra time. There's Josh right there. So, if you have any questions, I can't answer like what's going to be on the quiz, obviously, but any general questions I can answer in chat. And if you guys do want to follow Sammy, follow him at East_Custom_Coasters on Instagram.
Yeah, go do that, guys.
Maybe Bob will be able to beat my dad today. Who knows? I don't know where Ryan is, actually. He said he's going to be here, so...
He's right here.
Not sure.
He's usually here late.
Yeah, generally.
Alright, so I'm gonna skip ahead until we get some potential trivia action.
We're expecting, like...
Alright, I found the spot where he starts the trivia, so without further ado, let's hit play.
Why is there another... Okay. Alright, here we go. Oh boy. Quite a bit of movement already. Looks like... Okay, Leo takes first, followed by David Krappenschitz.
The phone's ringing
David
in the
Krappenschitz
background, but
takes
it's
first.
not loud
Dad
enough for
in
me to
second
care.
place, no questions wrong yet. It's looking pretty good so far. Leo with 2 questions wrong already. Well, Bash Coaster's third. Filthy NJ already gets a question wrong. I'm very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. David Krappenschitz with a 3-way streak in first.
Quizzes,
Matt, second place.
We had to use this app in government my junior year, and I swear, I was not the smartest guy in school, but I know my government crap, and man, especially I was really fresh on it my junior year of high school, and I was kicking everyone's butts, always in the top 3 in that game.
1 question wrong. David gets 1 wrong. I forget who that actually is. I think it's Xena.
So, when do we see, like, the questions being
Let's
asked?
see.
Because I feel like that would be the tense,
Couple people
what makes trivia intense
Yes,
watching.
I know. I'm only at 35% accuracy. This is not
Right
good.
now, I'm just kind of seeing numbers.
Well, Bash Coaster's 4th. Filthy NJ, another question wrong. Dennis Rodman's hair in 6th. Oh, Thrill Chronicle and Coaster Dash.
You guys kind of sound like NASCAR commentators. And another left turn. Oh, they're going 3 wide. 3 wide in the back stretch. 3 wide in turn 3. Man. I don't know. So, I don't really want to show you guys everything because it seems like they're just chasing down numbers. So let me skip ahead and see if they review the questions or not. Okay,
How long is
these
Jungle
are the
Trailblazer?
questions.
That is 3,264.4 feet. 38% accuracy. Yikes.
Man, I gotta be honest. I don't even know where Trailblazer is.
How many G-forces does Zadra pull? That is 4 Gs with 52% accuracy. How fast does Fiesta Texas's Wonder Woman go? That is 52 miles per hour with 57% accuracy. How many Joker-themed coasters does Six Flags operate? That is 9 with only 24% accuracy. That's a big yikes. What does FLY stand for in Fantasialand's Nuke Flying Coaster? Flying.
Guys, if I was in this, I would be for however many questions these gave off. I already lost count.
Launch coaster. So hopefully everyone had that spelled right. Doesn't look like everyone did, so that's only 19% accuracy. Which of the following Cedar Fair parks own a B&M invert? It is all of them except for King's Dominion with 62%
That
accuracy.
one I probably would have got.
Which company built Mean Streak? That is Din with 76%
I knew that one.
accuracy.
I didn't look, I promise.
What's the max speed of Copperhead Strike? That is 50 miles per hour with
Wouldn't have known that
52%
one.
accuracy. Where was this coaster located? Now, this is one of the hardest questions.
Yeah.
I believe...
I don't even know what it's
this
called.
is one of
I don't
Sammy's
know
questions.
where.
I modified it.
Nope.
This
No
is
idea. I don't even know who
Astroworld.
makes it.
33% accuracy.
It looks kind of like
There's
a
only
Schwarzkopf
3 or
maybe in the
4 of you
picture,
got
but
it
I
right.
can't
4
tell.
of you got it right. That's it. How many Vekoma boomerangs are there? Now,
Holy
is this one of the ones that are
smokes,
incorrect?
55?
Now, I'm not...
My
I think
gosh,
it might be.
I didn't know they were
if
that
anyone in
common.
the chat could let me know. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. I'm not sure. There's 54 apparently. Okay. Well. Oh well.
Guess I'll just
so
react to
this
the
one,
last few minutes of
only
it. That way
24%
we can kind
accuracy
of just
because it was
give my own
incorrect,
self
so we
the
do
trivia
apologize
without
for
having to
that
get
one,
to
guys.
the 12
Which
minutes
of
of
these
gameplay.
is a real roller coaster? This is probably the funniest one there. It is actually Go Go Banana Coaster.
I would not have
62%
got this one.
accuracy. The other choices were Fortnite the Ride, Ludicrous Elephant, and The Flash Back in a Flash.
I think the
Next
Flash Back
question.
in the Flash sounds
How
more
many roller
realistic.
coasters does I Play America have? That is only one roller coaster
I've
with
never even heard of
71%
that.
accuracy. What model of coaster is Hurricane at Fun Spot Kissimmee? That is a high miler with 67% accuracy. Name this coaster. Now, okay. So,
Oh, man.
it looks like I spelled this wrong. I think that's what it is. By the looks of it, no one got it right. So we're just not going to count this question. Yeah, we're not going to count this question.
Pretty sure it's been used.
So I do apologize for this mistake. think I spelled it Rasier accidentally. So, again, I do apologize, but
okay.
yeah, that one was incorrect. What model of coaster is this? This is actually a B&M sit-down, so any variant of that
I'm like 3 for 20.
You had to have sit and down separated, so if you didn't have it like that, then you got it wrong. Who manufactured Coaster Express? That is 62% accuracy. RCCA, aka Roller Coaster Corporation of America.
Myself.
How old is the Beast at Kings
41 years old. Last year was the 40th anniversary. I have the shirt in my closet right there.
Island in years? That is 41 years old with 48% accuracy. They celebrated the 40th anniversary of it last year, so that would make this year 41.
Easy.
Question 18. Which of the following coasters are Vekoma SLCs? Everything here is a Vekoma SLC. Somehow only 43% accuracy, though. Kind of surprising. What park is this coaster located at? That is Shanghai Disneyland or Shanghai Disney, however you wrote it. So that is 48% accuracy. Looks like most people did it right. When did Lagoon first open?
Oh, I'm going to guess. I think it was 2016.
That is 1886.
I was thinking of the roller coaster. I am so stupid. As you can see, I'm not the most intelligent man in the world when it comes to theme parks and roller coasters. However, I still enjoy doing what I do, so.
Or if you put 1886 or 86, you were okay. 38% accuracy.
I think
I
guess I was thinking of Cannibal for some reason. I don't know why I was thinking of Cannibal. My gosh.
The last time Castles and Coasters got a new coaster, that was 1992 with their 2 Hopkins coasters, 76% accuracy. What shape does Nitro's layout resemble at Great Adventure? That is an L. If you look at it from above from a satellite view, it takes the shape of an L, so that is an 81% accuracy. How many inversions does Cannibal have? That is 4, with 76% accuracy. How many defunct coasters does Walibi Belgium have? That is 5, with 43% accuracy. This was a fill in the blank.
No clue.
How many syllables are in the name of this coaster? This is probably one of the weirdest questions I've ever done.
I don't even know the name of the coaster,
I actually kind of forget the name of this
one.
coaster. So sorry about that, guys. Too bad I didn't remember it. But there are 3 syllables. I remember it being, I'm pretty sure it's a very weird name. Again, I do apologize about the sit-down, question. And the reason why sit-down
wasn't done here.
Had to be separated was because I ran out of alternatives, so I do apologize for that. So that's going to do it for this coaster trivia.
Speak of the devil. Alright, so sorry I skipped around a lot. I had dogs barking in the background. I had confusion on trying to figure out where the meat of the content in this video is. But rest assured, we got the content. We got the meat of the content. And that's a nice preview of what Coliwood Studios does. And this is a channel I'm going to definitely need to watch more, because this kid is definitely 13 times smarter than I am when it comes to coasters. Alright, so I got the links in the descriptions below for Coliwood Studios and all 3 videos if you'd like to check them out. I highly encourage it. So that's all I got to say. It's a pretty good channel. Smart kid, and he's pretty cool. So definitely go check it out. With that being said, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for my own content. It's free. I promise you're not going to get spammed with emails or anything like that. All that's going to happen is you're going to get a little pop-up on your phone. And if you don't have time to watch it then, you can just drag it down and hit the watch later button. And then you can come back and watch me later. And that helps me out a lot too, because then you won't forget to watch my videos and you will not miss them. So with all that said, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Peace!